the chaos after the Revolutionary War, some Americans didn't want a president. They wanted a crown, and they knew exactly who should wear it. Today on Time Tellers, King Washington, the crown America nearly wore.
Picture it. America has just defeated the most powerful empire on Earth. The war is over, the people are free, and the very first national idea tossed on the table is, wait for it,
monarchy! Yep, after fighting a revolution to escape a king, some folks turned right around and said, hey, you know what will fix this? A king, but like a better one.
And the name they all whispered was the same, George Washington.
The general, the war hero, the guy who, by all accounts, really didn't want to be in charge. So, of course, let's offer him a crown.
Today on Time Tellers, we dive into the wild but true story of how America very nearly crowned a king and why, in the end, the man everyone wanted for the job walked away from power instead. So let's set the scene. It's the early 1780s, the fighting has stopped, the British have surrendered, but there's a new problem. The United States is not exactly united.
Under the Articles of Confederation, Congress can't tax. There's no executive branch, no federal court system. The states are bickering, broke, and acting like 13 little countries.
Imagine being in charge of a country that's really just a group chat with no admin. That's America in 1783.
There's no money to pay the troops, no national currency, and Spain and Britain are both circling, hoping the U.S. will collapse.
So people start to panic. And in that panic, some turn to a solution that had worked for centuries, put a crown on someone's head. One strong leader, one voice.
And if you're going to crown someone, who better than the one guy everyone already trusts?
George Washington, a guy who had just led the Continental Army to victory, a living symbol of American strength and dignity.
In 1783, while Congress is dragging its feet on paying the army, discontent is boiling over in Newburgh, New York.
Some Continental Army officers are furious. They're ready to march on Philadelphia and demand action. It's not quite a mutiny, but it's close.
Whispers start circulating. Maybe the army should just take over. Maybe the republic isn't working. Maybe what America needs is a strong military leader.
They even hint, off the record of course, that Washington should seize power, be king, or at least a permanent ruler.
Instead, Washington does the most unkingly thing imaginable.
He walks into the officers' meeting uninvited, delivers a short emotional speech about loyalty and principle, then fumbling with a letter, he puts on his glasses and says, "Gentlemen, you must pardon me. I have grown gray in your service and now find myself growing blind."
Boom. The room falls apart. Officers cry. And the idea of military takeover evaporates.
That moment may have saved American democracy. Washington could have claimed the throne, and he refused.
But that wasn't the last time someone asked him to be a king in writing.
A year before that, in 1782, Colonel Louis Nicolau wrote a letter to Washington. He says basically, "You're the only one who can unite this country. Have you considered becoming king?"
He tries to sweeten the deal by saying it'd be a constitutional monarchy, something stable, not like the then British system.
Washington's reply is fast and sharp. He says the suggestion is big with mischief, that it causes him great pain, and he absolutely wants nothing to do with it.
That letter exchange is one of the clearest moments we have of someone seriously floating the idea and Washington killing it on arrival.
Now this next one is real Plan B energy. When it becomes clear that Washington's not taking the throne, another group of American elites says, what if we just borrow a king from Europe?
Specifically, they reach out to Prince Henry of Prussia, Frederick the Great's brother.
They offer him the job. Seriously, come rule the United States. We'll figure out the details when you get here.
Yikes. Prince Henry politely declined, which was smart because honestly, this country was a hot mess at the time.
It shows, though, how uncertain America's future really was. Republics were rare, people were scared, monarchy seemed like a safety net.
Eventually, the Constitutional Convention rolls around in 1787. The founders design a presidency, an executive branch, but with strict limits.
It's built for Washington. They want him to be the first president, and they designed the job with his personality in mind.
They even debate what to call him: Your Excellency, His Highness, Protector of the Rights of the People. That's a mouthful. But Washington says, just call me Mr. President.
He's elected unanimously twice. He could have stayed president for life, but after 2 terms, he walks away.
That peaceful transfer of power becomes the American signature, all because one guy refused to be king.
Let's get speculative. What if Washington had said yes?
You'd probably get the House of Washington, a hereditary dynasty. Imagine President George IV right now, holding a State of the Union in a powdered wig.
Maybe we'd have ended up more like Britain, constitutional monarchy with a Congress, or maybe not.
There's a real chance it would have fallen apart. America was huge, diverse, and already skeptical of kings. One bad heir, one power grab, could have triggered a civil war decades earlier.
Instead, we got something else. Messy, slow, often frustrating, but built to outlast any one person.
So no, George Washington never wore a crown. But in refusing it, he defined the country more than if he had.
He didn't want power, and because of that, people trusted him with it.
That's why we remember him not as King George, but as the man who walked away twice.
Thanks for listening to Time Tellers. Would a Washington monarchy have worked? What would it have changed?
And if we had to have a modern royal family, who would you crown?
I'm still Team Dolly Parton.
You know what? Long live Queen Dolly.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!